Shanice? Honey? Honey, I have some bad news.
He knows his way around. Look, why don't you go finish packing, and I'll watch out.
Buck melanoma.
Do I have an uncle?
Unfortunately.
Come on, I'm getting mad, Bob.
Have you ever tuna?
You ever hear of a ritual killing?
I don't get it.
You know, on her face in public like that again and you'll be one.
Look, I think you'd better split.
He's all talk.
Are you crazy?
You so much as scowl at my niece or any other kid in this school, and I hear about it, and I'm coming looking for you. And the hatchet. You know what a hatchet is, don't you, Bud? And have a rat gnaw that thing off your face. To kill. Just to maim. Take a little off the shoulder. The elbow. Shave a little meat off the old kneecap.
Got the hot drive on modulator and the two-gate on even flow. Inside the time space continuator, there's a flex mount that's set to go. This thing is vertical, retractable, reversible, submergible and Germany. And the mechanism cross the divide, multiply and disk drive it Germany. It's Germany. Plug the main out into the AC. I've got the steam pre to heat it up. If there's a dropout inside the timepiece, then the jam scene will lock it up. I've been building it, planning it, dreaming it, planning it, jamming it. And if I pull a switch and nothing hits, I'll do it all again. Right now, I give everything.
Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another edition of Comics and Coffee. I'm your host, Don Chin, from a kind of a overcast Northern California morning here. I think it's going to burn off. It's kind of been the trend lately, but I hope you guys are doing well. I am a little sore today, and I went and played a late night softball game at around 8:00 p.m. last night. And I got a hit, and I lined out. I play in a league, a co-ed league with men and women. Most of them are about half my age, but I don't really let them know I'm close to being a senior citizen. I'm trying to trying to keep my youth as long as I can, but I had to run the bases, and I think I pulled a thigh muscle. I'm walking around a little gingerly today. So word to the wise, always stretch before you exercise. We're going to have a fun show today. It's kind of I've done unboxing streams in the past, and I have a lot of things that have accumulated over the last month that I haven't been able to do an unboxing video for. So I'm going to show you guys what I have, but I thought it would be fun to kind of do a show and tell. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite, we have a couple of guests in the green room, and I'm going to invite them to share maybe one of their favorite collectibles, and they can also share what they're up to project-wise. And we're just going to do this for like an hour. And as we get closer to the end of the hour, I do have a cool quacky quiz prize, which I'll show you what it is. This is a graphic novel called Octopus Cowboy from Jason Orfalis. Free Focus Comics, I think, is the name of his company. So here's what happened was that I backed this campaign earlier, I think last year, and it came out. It's a really good graphic novel, full color, lots of action. It's basically a Western with a cowboy octopus in the lead role that doesn't talk. His name is Slade. And my copy, I think the post office opened it up because it came kind of with the bag slit, and there's a little bit of a ding here on the corner. So I told Jason that we had a little bit of shipping damage. So he shipped me out a new copy of Octopus Cowboy that I just got last week. And so I'm going to give away this kind of slightly dinged comic book. It's like a $25 book, and it comes with a cool sticker. So stick around at the end of the show. We're going to have an Octopus Cowboy trivia quiz. And if you are the first person to get it in the chat, you will win this. I will ship it to you free of charge. All right. So let's see what else we got going here. As you guys know, I am a comic book writer, publisher. I do have a couple of books out that you can still get on Indiegogo. They're in demand. Beardzerker was our latest project that we did last year. It's a parody of Keanu Reeves' Berserker. And then that's as low as $10 on our website, which you can go to beardzerker.com. And then X-Farce, if you like X-Men, this is a parody of pretty much X-Men from the 60s all the way up to the most modern storyline. So it's an anthology. It has a bunch of different creators in it. I had a lot of fun doing this. Working on some other stuff. I have something in the works with Alterna, just a little anthology story. And I'm working on another project that I can't really discuss yet. It's kind of going to be a surprise. And I'm hoping that we can do some signups on that in the near future. But let's go ahead and bring in our guests. I know they might be on a work schedule. Hey, Brian.
Hi, Don. How are you?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good, thank you. Happy to be here. And today I'm on the work schedule, so however long it takes.
Oh, good, good. If you want to stick around, the whole show, you can just kind of be part of our, the audience that interacts with me as I open up things. But
Sure.
That'd be great. And then let me bring in Shadow Punk. Hey, what's going on, Shadow Punk?
What's up? You didn't see me, did you? That's my alternate ego.
I didn't get the memo that I was supposed to wear red headphones today.
You are.
And glasses. But I do have my Shadow Punk t-shirt on.
Oh,
there you
that's
go.
cool. Awesome.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Very
Thanks,
cool.
man. Second time I've worn it. I really like the design.
You know what? I got to tell you, I'm totally biased. I love the design. But you know what's funny? I worked so long on the logo, and she wasn't in it. And so it's just it has like an emblem for her face. That's what the red oval around her, the halo around her head is. If you took her away, you would see that there's a cutout of her. And so at one point, I'm like, I forget how it worked, but I put her in there. And then I'm like, whoa, that's it. You know how you get something finally, you're working on something, and it worked. It worked.
Nice.
So
you go by Shadow Punk, but can I call you your first name too, or?
Sure. If you want to
top
expose me
secret?
to the world, that's totally
Oh
fine.
no, I
No, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, totally.
Okay, it's Matt, right?
That's correct.
Okay, Matt. So Matt, you've been on my show. Dojo Ken, I don't know. Have you? I think you've been in my green room before, Brian.
No, I've been on your show.
You know
Okay,
the
I
last
thought
time I was
so.
on.
sometimes you guys are you wait, and then unfortunately we have too many people, and I know that Dojo Ken has had to exit out gracefully. But Matt, you sent me a package, and when I first saw you making the rounds, I looked at your campaign, and you said you were from Berkeley. I thought you were from Berkeley, California, but you're from Berkeley, a different Berkeley.
I'm from the better Berkeley.
Oh.
Well, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that because it's pretty crazy here too. But but it's not as bad. You know, the communists aren't in the street here in Berkeley.
Are you guys in the same state?
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
Yep. I'm closer to a lot closer to Detroit than I'm like you know the movie 8 Mile with Eminem. So he's 8 Mile. That's like the heart of Detroit neighborhoods. I'm 12 Mile, which is Berkeley, which is a lot different.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's one of those things, you know.
So I grew up in the city right next to his. I grew up in Royal Oak, which I know for most people over in California, that's not familiar, but Berkeley and Royal Oak are right next to each other. So,
have you guys ever met in person? You two?
Not in person yet.
Well,
No?
he lives in the boonies, as far as I'm
concerned. Now I'm way out in farm country. If you look at the back of your left hand, I'm way up here in the thumb.
Okay.
Are you really?
He's way down here somewhere.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
What's the weather like in Michigan right now? Is it humid or?
It's nice. It's probably right now. I think it's going to get to like 80 today, but right now it's like 72 or something.
And very sunny.
But then your winters, you guys get really cold, right? Like negative temperatures.
Yeah. Last year we got one day got to negative 28.
Woo! Can you do ice fishing in Michigan,
yes.
or is that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've got
really?
A lot of people who drive their truck right out on our lake, and then they bring their ice shanty out there and go ice fishing right outside our back door.
Wow, I've never done that. It looks like fun, but it probably gets old real quick.
So Michigan is actually a gorgeous state, and the spring and the falls are awesome. You want to live here at that point, but we don't have we don't have the ocean like you have. And that's the whole thing. We're never going to have anything like that.
What's your state motto? Is it?
The Wicked Witch of the West, I think is what it is.
Isn't it the land of thousand lakes, or is that a different state? Or
that's Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's Wisconsin. Okay. Michigan is
Winter Wonderland, actually.
Right, that's what it is. It's so forgettable. It's not that good.
Nice. Well, I'm going to let you guys share, and then we'll kind of go round robin. And if you're done, if you only have one thing to share, you're welcome to either leave or hang out with me. This is an open stream, guys. So if you're watching this and you want to come on the show, the link is pinned in the chat. So I'm just going to kind of just have a free flow show and just kind of chill. And it's not really any set format. So Brian, I know you've got a new campaign, but if you want to talk about both that and share something, the floor is yours, and I'll make you big if that's all right.
Okay, yeah, sure. So everybody knows about the Funko Pops that they made of She-Hulk, and I mean they've done some exclusives. They've done a Walmart exclusive where it's She-Hulk and Spider-Gwen. They did a glow in the dark Barnes and Noble exclusive. I've got all of the Funko Pops. People know about those, but I have a few others that I think are a little different, and I like those quite a bit. There's a rock candy version of She-Hulk, which I think shows it's almost like a cartoony but with attitude kind of thing.
How cool.
And then there's also one called Metal Diecast.
Oh, wow. Those are cool.
So these aren't quite as common as the Funko Pops are. I've got a couple of other. This one's unique. This one here, there's a guy who will burn a cover into wood for you. This is a wood cover. And so I had him do one of my comics and also one of my favorite She-Hulk covers by Greg Holland.
Is it a computer process? I mean, they like scan it and then they have some type of machine that will go and burn it.
You're right. Yeah, it's not just pyrography. He's not using a wand like Rini Draws does. or Irene Strakowski. Instead, he's got a laser device where he scans the cover and then puts the piece of wood, which is pretty thin. It's like the size of a comic book. He puts that through there and it laser engraves it.
How sweet. How much does that run, Brian? Or
it's $15 per.
That's all?
Yeah, that's not bad, is it?
No, not at all. So
and then,
I didn't know you were such an avid She-Hulk.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I
in
didn't know
fact,
that.
I went against my better judgment and got Disney Plus because She-Hulk debuts tomorrow.
Right.
So I've been watching a lot of the TV shows that I've been missing for years, trying to catch up. And you know, it's hit or miss. I kind of like it. I try not to get too critical about it. I understand that they're not going to be as canon as I would like, being a collector of 47 years. But if you go into it with that in mind, understanding that they're going to have to change some things and just enjoy yourself, I've been enjoying the TV shows.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, Brian. I was a She-Hulk fan from the Byrne era. What's her first appearance?
Her first appearance was in 1980 in the Savage She-Hulk, and Savage She-Hulk had a cover that looked like this one here.
Yep.
Now this is just a Hot Wheels of her with her custom van, but that's the image that's on Savage She-Hulk #1.
Is it?
It was written by Stan Lee. The rumor was that because of a Benny Hill skit, they didn't want someone to then take She-Hulk and make it an IP. But the Benny Hill skit came out a year after the She-Hulk comic book. Really, the comic book was made in order to avoid somebody doing She-Hulk, but it was due to the popularity of the Bionic Woman and Police Woman from the late 70s. So because of those popularities, Marvel thought they'd better hurry up and get on that and make a She-Hulk. So they did. And Stan only wrote #1. The rest was, other writers and artists. Michael Golden did a few covers.
That looks like John Buscema or Sal Buscema on the card of the. Is that correct?
That's maybe. I think it was Sal.
Sal.
And then the latest She-Hulk series is this one here, where for a while there she was just basically, she looked like the Hulk. She just looked like a Hulk with tits, but no, they changed her back to her feminine ways, and I think that was largely because they knew the TV show was coming up.
I gotcha. Yeah, the actress Tatiana on She-Hulk, she was really good in Orphan Black. So I don't know what the reviews have been yet on She-Hulk, but I'm sure you're excited, and I'll give it a watch. I don't have Disney Plus, but I'll have to figure out a way to check it out.
What's kind of funny about the She-Hulk? I don't know if you guys think this way, but she's a derivative superhero, and she's been really pretty successful, I would say, in the Marvel universe. But they use these gimmicks like sexuality is one of those gimmicks, and the cousin of the Hulk is a cool storyline. But those gimmicks seem to work, and I don't know why that is, because some of those other characters it doesn't work as well. There are characters that are derivative, and you go, these are dumb.
Well, one of the reasons I think that this derivative in particular does well is she's not just a mindless Hulk. And more than that, she doesn't have angst over being a Hulk. She actually enjoys being a superhero. In fact, she prefers being She-Hulk than over being Jennifer Walters. There was an issue of Marvel graphic novel #18 where she's exposed to a whole bunch of radiation, and Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, basically tells her, "Listen, Jennifer, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is that the radiation doesn't seem to have affected you in a terrible way. You don't have radiation sickness, and you're stuck as She-Hulk." And then she said, "So what's the bad news?"
Right.
So she was perfectly happy.
Unlike Ben Grimm, right?
Right. Yes. So she revels in it. And I think that that's one of the reasons she's one of my favorite characters. So she's intelligent. She's independent. She loves being the superhero. And also, I guess some of her, when a Hulk is created by this radiation, it takes their hidden persona and magnifies it. So hers was to be sexy and confident. and that's what it did. It magnified it. For Bruce, it was rage. For the janitor who became the leader, he wanted to be smart like his brother, so his intelligence was increased dramatically. So each one of the Hulks has a repressed personality that the gamma radiation brings out.
Nice.
Cool.
Well, Brian, I didn't know you were the Encyclopedia of She-Hulk, so we might have to do a full show once the once the She-Hulk has made her debut. Let's
every appearance. I have every appearance since 1980, which is like 2,500 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Amazing. All right. Well, Matt, tell us what you got cooking, my friend.
Well, I don't have a whole lot. So I will go over a little bit of history as far as you'll recognize my item here. But this is the first version of my Juggernaut. And this is one of the first sculpts I did when I was playing HeroClix a lot.
Sweet.
So they had never made the guy from the movie, and I wanted to make that guy and play him in HeroClix.
It's funny you should mention the HeroClix.
Oh yeah, right. There you go. That's an early one. The one on your right hand's an early one.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Look at that. So she's always been pretty good as a HeroClix.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, a lot of people in CG don't play because people are just different. So I've been making my own HeroClix maps for at least a decade, and they below the ones you play on from the game out of the water, and they're multi-levels and they have cool shit on them, and they're big. And the second you play on them, you'll never go back, right? So I make my own maps and I make my own HeroClix. And so when I made this guy, I didn't have a 3D printer at the time, so I had to pay somebody to do it. So he was probably around this guy right here. The big one I printed is this big. Okay, he's at least half, if not smaller. So
yeah, I was gonna say it looks. So you paid somebody to do this, but
to print my sculpt.
To print it, okay? Because I thought it looked like your design, but so this is a mini Juggernaut.
Wow. he's bigger than a She-Hulk HeroClix. I'll tell you, that She-Hulk HeroClix is like this big.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, he was probably, I'm guessing, like at least $50 to print.
Wow.
This is ridiculous. At some point, when I ended up producing my own character, I ended up going, I can't do that. That's an impossible standard for me to make any money selling the figures. And I won't be able to get my character out there. So that's when I was like, you know what? I don't know what 3D resin printing is going to be like, but I'm going to try it. So I bought a machine off of eBay for I think it was $200. And, right away I'm like, this is doable. If I can master this, I don't have to pay people to take a cut out of everything I make off of one character, right? So on my campaign, these are for $45. And so I was able to sell it for that cheap and paint it because I was able to do everything on my own. And it's a huge, it's like almost like having a printing press in your basement, right? It's like at some point now you can just print as many as you want, right? You don't have it's way easier to do. So so that was so once that started, then I was able to print. Here's my Reaper that I ended up painting.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm sure Joe's gonna be selling these, but this is the first. When I made it, I wanted to make sure it printed okay.
Yeah.
So
that's beautiful. I love that.
He came out really good.
He was just on my show last week, and we talked about your sculpture.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I have, I think, the bigger version of Juggernaut here, which I was going to share.
Yeah, show it.
All right. So let me go over here. So, Matt, how long have you been? Oh, cool. It comes in a Ziploc. I've got two figures here. I didn't know. I was just expecting the one. The Shadow Punk one is already. Are you shipping these already? Matt, I guess you are, because That's mine.
Yep.
Awesome.
I everything is fulfilled except the comic right now.
Okay.
So I want, and the reason I did that was because I want to get it out there in front of people, and B,
Oh, that is sweet.
Easy. I want to get that completed and off my table, right?
Yeah.
And I was excited to get people that in front of people because it's going to be a while before I finish a book. I'm doing everything, so it takes so long, and so I'm like,
man.
Why waste? Why waste the time, right?
The detail is amazing in real life. It's just like she's got these cool spikes on her hair, and then just the contrast between the red in her eyes and on her wings. What's the character's name? Is it just Shadowpunk, or does she have a?
Her character name is Shadowpunk, but her Christian name, as we would say, is Mira.
Mira. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man, working on that figure took a long time
I bet.
because I made it. I probably have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I have about 7 versions of her evolutions.
Okay.
Fixing problems I had. For at one point, the spikes were so small you couldn't almost see them. So I had to make them larger, right? Yeah. So there were, the base had problems, it's a learning experience, right? I mean, you just gotta go with the flow and see what happens. But I'll tell you, the ability now that I make a figure that I make and then I can print him and have him in your hand is pretty cool. I'm able, I can make something and produce it and it's done. Right.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
These are 45 on your still available, Matt, either painted or unpainted, or?
Yeah, they're 45 either way. I decided I would paint them for free because that's my quality control. I want to be able to show people what I want, right?
Sure.
My vision. But, it's also one of those things where you just want to be able to control how cool your product is, right?
Well, here's number 2. This is the one that caught my attention. I saw Matt post on his social media this Juggernaut. I've been a huge Juggernaut fan. I'm a big X-Men fan. And when I saw this, I just said, that's something I'm really interested in. And I think as a rule of thumb, you normally don't sell other.
I don't sell CG characters, but I like Cyberfrog or something. I would not sell that. But I think Don, you there? It looks like you froze. I know Brian's there. I can see him blinking.
I'm here.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, guys. Little internet glitch. Am I still
here?
Yeah. Now you're back.
So I like the Juggernaut and stuff I would sell, right?
Okay.
But I don't sell CG characters of other creators as a rule. So like if I make I made Godlike, Jon Malin's Godlike as a figure, I gave it away. I'm not going to sell it, right? There's no use for me. Like this Reaper right here, I just have him because he's cool. I'm never going to be able to sell him, right? So, but like this Wolverine right here, I would sell that guy in a heartbeat, right?
Yeah. Those are cool.
Yeah, I mean, this is Old Man Logan actually, right? But yeah, I have a Salamandroid. I gave away Cyberfrog, Gem-Shock. I gave away, but that's my rule. I don't sell other CG creators stuff.
Do you have a Cyberfrog handy, Matt, or?
No, they're all gone. They're all gone.
They're all gone. Okay,
I have to spend like 10 hours printing one just to get one.
Seriously, it takes that long?
Yeah, they take a long time.
Wow.
That the Shadowpunks take about 8 hours.
Really? Holy smokes!
He probably takes about the same because I lay him down when I print him. Hey, what's up, Shadowhawk? So
are you guys related, Shadowhawk and
we
Shadowpunk?
We're separated at birth. But the way the printer works is that it's like a a flat reservoir filled with the stuff. So the taller it prints, the longer it takes.
Oh.
But if you have a way to fill the thing up with small stuff that's really thin, it'll get done because it prints every layer no matter what.
Wow.
So yeah, so they take a long time. The Salem Android, I think on my old one took 18 hours.
Wow.
How about this guy?
Yeah, he probably took about 8 hours. I printed them. I printed them like that, right? So that he doesn't go as long. But if I printed him like standing up, he'd probably take 16, 18 hours, maybe
and
longer.
Then you've even got his name on the base, which I thought was cool. It says right there, Juggernaut.
Yeah.
That's
and then,
sweet.
By the way, I've got my logo on the bottom.
Yeah, I saw that. It has some nice weight to it, man.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very cool, man. Matt, thank you so much. Guys, you can still back your campaign, right? You're still in demand. Right?
No, I'm gonna. Today's my last day, and then I don't know if I'm gonna go in demand because I'm gonna do a Kickstarter late in the year, and I might just not do that. Most of the people that have bought my book that are gonna buy it have actually bought it by now.
Gotcha.
So I'm sure there are people out there that would like to buy it but don't know. But yeah, I'm going to do that on the Kickstarter, I think. Are
you going to offer the custom Shadowpunk glosses on a future campaign? Are those did you make?
Yeah, right. So it's funny. So I made these for my launch, and when I did, I went to the store and I could not find these spikes anywhere.
Yeah.
So I said, screw it, man. I just 3D printed them. And they're done.
Wow.
In 2 hours. They were done.
How cool.
So
So what else do you got going, Brian? Do you have something else that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I've got a campaign that's live right now. It's called Projectile Reptile. It launched last Saturday. We're 30% funded, so that's a great start in my opinion. It's not quite funded yet, 30%, so about a third of the way there. Siamese funded in 3 days, but this one here is it's a follow-up. So, I'm hoping that people will see that Siamese got fulfilled on time so they can back this one with confidence too.
Yes, I backed Siamese, and let's see, I think it's Siamese, and then you had another campaign, the Healing Wars, but unfortunately that one didn't make it. And now this is your latest foray. I saw your launch last weekend.
Oh, okay, great. I'm glad you were there.
Yeah. And so it's a Western with a cool hero.
Yeah, so it starts out as the Cactus Kid. It's in the American Old West. He runs into a druid and they have a battle, and he's transformed into the projectile reptile. And then later he's sent through time into the future, into modern day Los Angeles. So that's why the tagline is, "Are you ready for the truly Wild West?" So he starts out in the Wild West and then ends up in modern day LA, which is still pretty much a Wild West.
Oh, that's a cool thought. I didn't know that he was in modern days as well. So that'll be awesome.
Yeah, he's going to be a part of my connected superhero universe. Siamese make a cameo in the book to show that there is a tie between them.
Okay, nice. Good job, Brian. Well, I'll definitely check that campaign out. I want to back it. I just need to take a look and see what tiers appeal to me. So,
okay, yeah.
Thanks for guys. It's on Indiegogo, and you can check it out. I know Brian is a quality control. He's very tight about that, and so I can tell you with assurance that his quality and his products is very good. So
thank you. Yes,
awesome. Well, Matt, do you have anything else you want to share?
Can I show some of the artwork from my book?
Yeah. Go ahead. And then I got a bunch of stuff I need to unbox that you guys can, if you guys want to stick around and
I'll do it just in the sense that I'll just show some of my stuff as far as like my final day, right? My final
that's
day
true.
of my campaign, right? So
are you going to Are you going to be on anybody's show tonight, closing it out, or?
Probably not, because I did a closing show about a month ago, and I didn't realize that how to extend the campaign. So I then we had a big show, and I got a bunch of backers already. Like we had the final show 1 month ago. So, anyway. So yeah, I mean, can I hit the share button?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you see it?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Let's see. So I'll just go over my pitch for the book, if that's okay.
Sure.
And some of these, when I do my Kickstarter, this might be my cover of the Kickstarter version of the comic book. I have a lot of art that I have a couple of these that I can choose from. Here's my godlike sculpt I did.
How long, Matt, would you say on average it takes you to do these character sculpts?
It takes about a solid week, at least 70 hours.
Whoa.
They take a long time. And this guy was really tough because I had to figure out how to make this armor ridge.
Yeah.
You couldn't sculpt it. You had to model it so it was crisp, right? So, and I wanted it to be like the character, like the contours around his body. So that was a real debacle. I had to actually contact people from Autodesk who make 3ds Max to come up with a way to do that.
Okay.
So the way they came up was a backwards way, but it really worked. So
looks good.
Yeah, it looks great. Did Malin have any thoughts on this? Did you show it to him, or?
I sent it to him and I never heard anything. So.
Oh, so he has the actual 3D.
No, I sent him pictures.
Oh, pictures. Okay.
I said, "What do you think? Did I get close?"
Oh man, he's got to respond. It's awesome.
Well, I mean, if he was, I would be totally cool with either. Well, I wanted to get on the show, and that's why I made it, right?
Yeah.
And I'll give him the 3D model for free because he has a huge show. It would really help my book. So maybe that's a win-win for everybody, right?
Yeah.
But I never did hear back from him, so maybe he has his own plans, let's see. So I'm just going to scroll through some of the pages here. Let's see. So she is in the book is kind of a setup book for her setting up the world that she lives in. And she runs into this gang of quasi-feral kids, and they're controlling the streets of Detroit. And she has to survive with them, and it doesn't go well. It goes actually pretty bad. And she ends up escaping with her own life, and everything in her life ends up falling apart, and she hits bottom. And when she hits bottom is when she meets her mentor. And this guy that's her mentor is going to be, he makes all the technology for her weapons, for her shooting stars, for her backpack that lets her fly. So he needs help fighting the evil guild that runs the city of Detroit, and he's too old to do it. So, yeah, once she hit, that's a logo. That's a logo, okay. Normally, right?
I like how you integrate on some of the pages that you showed us the title. It's kind of like almost like Eisner-esque, or kind of a Steranko vibe to it.
I'll tell you, I appreciate that. I really love that kind of stuff, and I would love to have. So in the book, it's the pages I'm working on now. The panels are very integrated like that. I really want to put text in there too, like Steranko, like his Hulk holding the.
Yeah, I have that right here.
Oh, okay.
Let me show it. Yeah, this is the one you're talking about, right, Matt?
Oh yeah, that's it. Shit,
Yeah.
that's
This
a
is Hulk,
kick-ass cover.
Hulk Annual #1, and this one actually I sent off. All this on the farm is a YouTuber, and he's on a lot of shows, and he graciously took my collectible Sterenkos and had Sterenko sign it so you can see it. This was just like an event earlier this year, I think, out in Illinois or something, I think. So it's signed by him. It costs like $50 a signature, but this is kind of one of my prized pieces.
That's crazy. So I it's funny you mention it because I do love that quality. So one page I'm working on right now is this guy, her mentor, has like a back cave type situation, and at one point when he brings her into that high tech world, instead of doing panel per panel, I'm rendering one giant image where you're looking through a giant window, and the windows sort of form the boxes that might be normal comic book boxes, panels.
Really nice.
But it's
cool.
But it's all one image. Right?
Awesome.
So, and that's kind of my homage to Akira Kurosawa, who used to do that in some of his movies. He would have panels within panels using the terrain. So I'm doing that with all of the panels. I'm trying to make them all the pages, trying to make them unique.
When is the book supposed to ship, Matt?
Probably early next year.
Okay.
And I'm making pretty good headway. I'm just doing pencils and inks right now, but I might at some point I might color a bunch of them, right?
Sweet.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where you don't know because when I do the Kickstarter, I want to be able to show those colored, right? And I want that to help sell the book. So I might do that, but my original plan was to do all the pencils, or when I say pencils, I mean digital pencils, layouts, and inks.
Yeah.
Right? And get them all done, and then go to town coloring stuff. But
Brian, have you ever used Kickstarter yet?
I did try Kickstarter a couple of times, but I have a difficult time reaching the right audience for Kickstarter. So yeah, none of those have worked out for me.
I've never tried it. I've heard kind of pluses and minuses.
Yeah, I have too. I've asked people, how do you promote on Kickstarter? And some people said they do podcasts like this, but not nearly as much. Yeah, and it's more of like if they spot you, might gain momentum.
Yeah, there's some people that say they're pretty happy, and some people that don't even want to do anything with them. But I'm okay with Indiegogo. It seems to kind of be.
Well, I think the idea. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Kickstarter a larger platform?
It's much larger, but we have to keep in mind that comic books are a very, very small corner of Kickstarter's overall platform. They do so many other things.
Indiegogo is the same way, though. They have their own gizmos you can buy and movies you can back.
So Don, guys, I have you're cracking some stuff open here. What you got?
Yeah, I have a little package from Chris Fisk, who does Infinitale Chronicles. That was another book that I backed. His packaging was great. I did an unboxing, I think, quite a few months ago. But he had an extra perk of a standee. So this is standee number 2 in his campaign. And look, I mean, this packaging is all like, it seems like something like kind of Magic the Gathering-esque, but it's shrink wrapped and it's very nice.
It reminds me of the artist Bram. Do you remember Bram?
Yep.
That style, I don't know if that's his look, but that looks like what it is.
So let me crack this open with the X-Acto, because the film is, I think I have the first one here on my set. Let me show it to you guys. Yeah. This was the standee that came with the campaign when he shipped the book. So I got this. He had a whole bunch of stuff. I think he only has like maybe 5 physical boxes left of his first printing. And it came with a poster and foil cards and digital It was really awesome. Really, Chris did one of the best looking campaigns, I think, of the last quarter. So this is the box that it comes in, and then you have to put the standee together. Wow, it even comes with a base decal.
Wow.
You've got the plexiglass standee right there, and then this is the character's name is Aislinn, and she's still got her little protective wrap on here. Let me see if I can take that off real quick. Have you guys thought about standees or?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, one of the add-ons, one of the stretch goals on Projectile Reptile is a standee that's got a rectangular base. The character will stand in it like the one you've got right there, but then there will be a rectangular like background too, so it's going to be like a diorama.
Cool, man. So that's is that how much do you have to hit to get that goal, Brian?
Haven't decided on the stretch goal dollar amounts yet because it's so early in the campaign. I want to wait and see what the pace of the backers are to see what kind of stretch goals I need to put out there, because I want to make sure that the stretch goal serves its purpose to be exactly that, a stretch goal,
All right.
Yeah,
I do.
As you can imagine, I'm against the standees only because I make figures. It's like a bookmarks and magnets and stickers type of situation, right?
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd be that way, man. That's okay. That's understandable. So, guys, I don't want to take the time to peel off the back, but if you like what you see here, definitely check out Chris's campaign. I think he's working on issue 2.
What's really cool about those standees is that the artwork is on the standee, and it's really if you want to draw people into your style of artwork that's in the book, then that is really cool way to do it.
Yeah, they're probably a lot cheaper than your 3D printing, but I like the 3D printing, I'll have to say.
Well, but they are one day they're going to make these to be color printing. They already have color printers, but they're super expensive. So once the color printers become accessible to normal people, and they're not $30,000 for a printer, then all bets are off. Because at that point, you can produce anything and make this colors, whatever you want. It's a lot of work, by the way, because if you make things just simple colors, no problem. But if you say I'm going to make the wings look like metallic and her eyes, like things have textures on them, then every object that you make, you have to unwrap it and flatten it out, and you have to figure out how to put the textures in there. So, not that anybody cares about that. So.
I see Pops is in the chat. Pops, I'm kind of running late on the show because I want to wrap this up by 10, but we'll do another one in the future because I have a bunch of books here that I need to get open before we shut this show down. So let me kind of run through this real quick. This is The Wraith of God by Shelley Lopresti. I don't know if either one of you guys backed it yet or got it, but I was kind of late to the show. This looks really awesome.
Oh, that's the Keown cover there.
I like that cover with no logo or anything on it.
Yeah, kind of a cool version cover. I will probably do a more in-depth, review with showing pages and stuff. But I just wanted to, I kind of feel like my role is, if I'm not actively working on a campaign, is to promote guys like you and support people. So this is Garbage Man stickers and trading cards. So Sharon and Aaron, congratulations. I think this campaign did super well, like over 100,000 easily. And I know Shelley's had some health concerns, so we're definitely praying for her. So nice little thank you from the Loprestis. I think they, I like that personal touch where you give a little thank you to your backers. Yeah. Let me put that back down. So everybody I've been hearing, it says this is a great read. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Looks kind of like The Shadow and has a cool. Is he set in the Wild West too? Do you know, Brian?
Yeah, it is the Wild West. Yep.
You guys might have to do a crossover.
That'd be great.
All right. So let's see what else I have here. I got to set that down gently.
Gently.
Right before, right before the show started, I played an Uncle Buck. What if Uncle Buck was a horror movie trailer? And
Right.
so the reason why I did that was because actor Jay Underwood was on my show a couple weeks ago, and we did a live interview because he was the Fantastic Four, the original Human Torch. So I met Jay. Yeah, I met Jay. He's a minister now, and he's a pastor. He was up here in Northern California for a while, and now he's back down in LA. So he graciously sent me a bunch of cool signed pictures, including a Fantastic Four one where he says "Flame On," and we got the Uncle Buck one of my favorite movies, and then he was in an episode of Star Trek Voyager. And cool. He sent me 3 signed photos. So thank you, Jay.
So it sounds like awesome. He escaped Hollywood.
Yeah, he escaped it for a while, man, and then he went back. His ministry is actually to help actors. So he's back in Hollywood, just trying to be a light to that
That's
community.
Cool. That's great.
Which I thought was pretty awesome. So he even gave me like a brochure to the church that he pastors in Burbank, California. So awesome. Thank you, Jay. Let's see what else we got here, guys. Tiger Blue. Are you guys familiar with that campaign?
Oh, yeah.
That's I have no idea what that is.
You probably had Matt on your show, I would imagine, Brian.
This Matt? Or you mean Matt Fowler?
I'm sorry, Matt Fowler.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
I haven't had him on my show yet, but whenever I see anything when you guys are doing cartridges or kind of Game Boy-esque stuff, that really, to me, it appeals to me, having kind of a fake game. But actually, I think Tiger Blue has a game, right?
Yeah, there is a game associated with it. Yep.
Oh, wow. Look at that, guys. Even a cool little cartridge, which comes in the official Nintendo. That is too cool.
So one of the reasons Matt said, I don't know anything about that, is he's got a significant 3D print of Tiger Blue.
Let's check it out. Small world.
This is a not unsuccessful print. So I don't have. I gave Fowler all the ones I made, but you know he can't. I don't know if he's selling these yet. I don't know what his plan is.
Okay.
But he came out really cool, and
that is sweet. Everybody, Shadowpunk, you're getting out there. I know you're working on other sculpts for people.
I'm telling you, so many people want me to do sculpts for them, and I'm so right now. I have one to do, and that's it until I finish my book. But people are constantly like, "Hey, can I get one made?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They take so much time.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. When you tell me you take a full week on average, you must, you're very much in demand. So good job, Matt.
By the way, I love making them. So
that's fun. Yeah. You're passionate about that, and it shows. I mean, the final product is amazing. So, I backed Tiger Blue, but I wasn't familiar with Matt's earlier work. So I kind of got a catch up with one of his earlier books.
Oh, wow. That was
Psycho 66.
Psycho 66.
Psycho 6. Brian, have you read either one of these yet, or?
Not yet. No, I've got a stack of CG stuff over here. I'm trying to get through it, maybe like 1 or 2 a day, but there's still quite a bit to read.
Yeah, I have a long box here that I'm looking at down in this is kind of my downstairs studio, and I've got a full long box of CG stuff. I'm probably only like 20% through it, but it's fun though. I like to just kind of wind down my evening. So Tiger Blue had a lot of cool stuff. There's a poster. I won't take the time to unravel that because we're kind of running behind. And then Dixie Rose, I guess, is one of his earlier books cool. too.
That's a good one. I did read Dixie Rose. Yeah.
Okay. So then, it looks like guns and broads, and that's Brian's cup of tea. I know he likes the ladies.
Right.
Looks like there's a 6 a.m. sticker here. A Tiger Blue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
6 a.m. We have him working on a project. I can't tell you guys what it is yet, but it'll be fun. So, anyways, Matt Fowler, thank you for the books, my friend. I think he's on doing number 2 already, right? He's funding that.
Tiger Blue, yeah.
So you guys can check this out on Indiegogo. This looks great. I guess is it Jose Garcia who's the artist?
That's right.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I own anything by Jose yet. He's a
Jose
workhorse,
did a
though.
cover for me. He did Meanwhile, the ash can that came with
Oh, that's
Siamese.
right. I have that.
Oops, this way.
He's
Sweet.
he's a great artist and he's fast. And that's
Super fast.
so frustrating for somebody like me who's the opposite. I'm like, you fucker. You know, he's got, I don't know, his style. He worked out a style that he can do fast, and it looks awesome.
Well, let's see, guys. Let me get back here. We're going to do the quiz. Probably I'm going to delay that until the top of the hour. I just kind of want to get through a few more of these things. Obviously, you guys know Mark Poulton, and Poulton is he's like doing a project every month, it seems. He's an organized guy because he works a regular job, plus it seems like he's doing a campaign every month. But this is the Graveyard Shift book that he did with Jon Malin, and I don't know if Malin really worked on this one too much. I think Garcia. Wow, again.
Yeah, that's the same Garcia. That's Jose.
Wow.
Plus, he's working on his own book, Lumina Vox.
That's some work ethic.
And Lumina Vox is like, I hear that the page count has gone up dramatically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. This is called This is a supplemental book to the Graveyard Shift campaign. So I think I kind of backed it on a tier that included that, and there's Mark's signature.
Nice.
He's actually a pretty good artist too. I don't know. I've gotten some sketch tiers from Mark where he draws. He drew like on a backing board, and he's actually a pretty decent cartoonist.
Oh,
And
wow.
it comes with the cool trading cards and everything. So good job, Mark, on that. Let's see. What else do I have here? This is, you guys know John Dillard, right?
Yep.
From the Buckler.
Did you get the
this
Buckler?
one was a little late in coming, but it finally made it. And
When did it show up?
Buckler was probably like within the last 2 weeks. Matt, did you back it or?
I did. Yep.
Oh, you did. Okay, so maybe it's on its way. So Dillard's been on my show a few times, and he asked me to participate in the Boomerang box, which was like shipped all over the world, and then finally Perth Comics won it. I think he's going to do an unboxing video fairly soon, but it weighed like 20. It was like over 20 pounds by the time it left me, and I was one of the last contributors. So it probably cost him quite a bit to send it to Australia.
Oh, that's right, because Perth is over there. Yeah.
And then he threw in like coasters and stickers and all sorts of stuff. So good job on that, John Dillard. I think he's working on a kind of an all ages book with somebody. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe Rift Riders with Luke Stone.
Luke will be on my show tonight to talk about that at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, good. Yeah, check out Brian's show. I know that Brian does a regular show. It's the Shill Shack, right, Brian?
That's right. Yep, the Doja Kun Shill Shack at 10 p.m. every Wednesday.
Okay. Anybody else besides Luke on there tonight, or?
Well, my co-host will be Hockey, also from Australia.
Okay.
And the reason it's just going to be Luke is we've got several of his projects that he wants to talk about. He's going to be talking about Hybrids Remastered. He's going to be talking about Rift Riders, and then maybe 1 or 2 exclusive reveals. We'll see if I can get it out of him.
I love Luke. He's a great guy. Guys, I don't want to run too far over, so I'm going to have to save this other stuff that we're going to unbox on a later show. I have Thin Blue Line from Mike Barron. I also have some older books that I bought that have some of Kenneth Rocafort's earlier work before he went off on his own. But I want to kind of keep the show to an hour, so I'm going to do the Quacky quiz now. And you guys are welcome to participate in this if you know the answer. you will win a copy, as I said earlier, of Octopus Cowboy by Jason Orfalis. This is a really good book. So let me go ahead and play the promo. Okay, guys. So folks that are in the chat, here's how it works. If you know the answer to the scrolling question that I'm going to ask during the Octopus Cowboy trailer, if you are the first one to put that into the chat, and that includes Matt and Brian, if you want to play, I will send this to you absolutely free of charge. So let's go ahead and watch Octopus Cowboy, and then we'll call it a day. And I got to load up that video. Just a second. Here we go.
Countless miles away from the ocean, Slade struggles to survive from one pocket of water to another. Weak and weary, he's dragged to the ring, forced to fight in a vicious blood sport where animals are pitted against each other for entertainment. There, he faces off against the unruly hyena Kilroy and a hulking gorilla named Leopold. During their fights, unbeknownst to all, contact with Slade's blood alters Kilroy and Leopold's consciousness. Can Slade win over his newly awakened opponents? Will he break away from his chains? Can he continue to endure outside of his element? Should he escape death, one thing is certain. A cruel life awaits him in the unforgiving Wild West. If you appreciate good storytelling, captivating characters, a solid production, action, adventure, and mystery, this comic book is for you. My name is Jason Orfalis, a professional of 25 years as artist and writer. Much planning went to this project, and I have experience in every stage of producing a comic book. Your contribution will make this dream project a reality. Thank you for listening, and good luck on your own adventure.
Okay, guys. So I was looking through the chats. I don't see anybody answering this question. It's still up, guys. Surely
I can't see the chat because I don't have access to it.
Oh, can you see the banner, Matt, scrolling along the bottom?
Oh yeah, okay.
It's what is the Beatles song that features the name Octopus in it?
Octopus Garden?
Yes! Yes, you win, Matt. I will send you a copy of that, my friend.
Oh,
good job.
Oh wow, okay. Wow.
You won.
I didn't realize it was just one test.
Brian, you knew that, didn't you?
I did, but I've got a copy of Octopus Cowboy.
Oh, okay. You're being a gentleman. All right.
That's right.
So guys, I'm going to go ahead and close out the show, but I want to just let Matt and Brian, who were so gracious to come in and share, just kind of say their parting words and how you can reach them if you want to check out what they're doing. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay, Shadowpunk closes tonight at midnight. I guess that's the deadline. So check out Shadowpunk on Indiegogo, and I am at Shadowpunk Comic on Twitter.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. So Brian.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at Dojo Kun Comics. My Indiegogo campaign is up live right now, Projectile Reptile, so that's pretty easy to find. And in addition to my show tonight, which is on YouTube, Dojo Kun Comics, I've also got a website where you can get my previous library, which is dojokuncomics.wixsite.com/Dojo Kun Comics.
Thanks, Brian. I'm glad you could spend the whole show with us.
Yeah, me too. It's been a long time coming. I'm glad I was here for the whole thing.
Are you feeling all right? I know you kind of had some health issues.
Yeah, I had COVID for about a week, and I tested yesterday. I'm negative now, so I'm the mend.
You got to trust those tests. If they say they're real, that's what it is.
All right, guys, and I am Don Chin. I will be back again next week. I don't know who my guests are going to be. I'll have to figure that out. And then I only have one thing kind of in the works right now, and that's with Alterna. I have a story, and it came out on a Wednesday, number 19. That is on their summer campaign, which I think is still on Indiegogo. And you can get $15. You can get 6 comic books, and that includes, it came out on Wednesday, and also the very good Downcast by Clint Stoker. So, guys, that's going to do it for our show. Again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And Matt, I will send you your copy of Octopus Cowboy right away.
Awesome. By the way, it looks great, that book, and I
think you'll like it. It's one of my favorite stories I've read so far this year. So everybody on the show, thank you. Jules, I will definitely make you a mod after I get off the show. I saw that. And then I do have Elvis hair. Someone kind of mentioned I slept on my hair after taking a shower last night. So that's kind of the price I pay when I do a show the next day. Anyways, guys, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you later. Good night.